Alrighty, so welcome to this special edition of the Cinefile guys, or the CGs. We're going to be talking about the Oscar nominations, pre-predictions, and disappointment snubs, all that sort of nonsense. It's going to be a short one, but yeah, here we go. So, Josh, how are you?
I'm good.
That's good.
How'd you feel about the nominations this year?
They were pretty much what I expected. Pretty much what I expected, to be honest with you.
Any surprises?
Not really.
No?
Nah, not really. Let's get into it though. Let's start off with some of the smaller ones. I'm not going to do all of them because there's a lot of them that I don't actually care about, like original song, and you know, costume design and stuff like that. So let's just start off with visual effects. So we've got. I'll just read out the movies that have been nominated. So, Blade Runner 2049, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Kong Skull Island, Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Those were the nominations for visual effects. What do you think's going to win? Why do you think it's going to win? And do you think someone else should have been nominated?
Well, I like to see Blade Runner win it. Mm-hmm. Like, it was fantastic. Mm-hmm. I do think, in a way, Dunkirk could have been nominated. But
yeah, they did a lot more practical effects, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they're thinking about that. I think more practical effects. But when I think snubbed, I can't really think of any films this year that did a good enough job than the ones that were nominated. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, Blade Runner I thought was very good. Blade Runner did very good with the visual effects. I thought they were amazing. Especially the what was the joy? Especially the joy scenes. But I don't know, I'm conflicted between Blade Runner, Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes, because even though Last Jedi had a couple of green screen scenes that were obvious and shit, War for the Planet of the Apes did a bloody good job with the visual effects.
I have to agree with that with War.
Yeah, you know, because you said Blade Runner, I'm just going to go with War for the Planet of the Apes, just so they both get a little bit of love, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So alright then, so that's not too bad. So we should write this down at some point as well. I'm gonna skip original song because I don't care, but original score, we've got Dunkirk, Phantom Thread, Shape of Water, Last Jedi, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Straight off the bat, Dunkirk should win it.
Yep, agreed.
Dunkirk should definitely win it. Although all the other ones did do a good job, except for Phantom Thread, I haven't seen that, so I can't say they did. Dunkirk, it was just something different, you know, and it escalated each scene. And I do think that should win it straight out. What do you think of yourself, man?
I'm believing Dunkirk as well.
Dunkirk,
I think the score for it was absolutely fantastic.
I think the score for Blade Runner was really good as well. And although it had a lot of its own shining moments, I do see why it didn't get nominated. Because it all did kind of sound similar.
Similar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound mixing, now I'll just read them out. I don't really care about this title, but we've got Baby Driver, Blade Runner, Dunkirk, Shape of Water, and The Last Jedi. Now, I'm going to say between Baby Driver and Dunkirk might be a shoo-in for the win, and only because Baby Driver did do a hell of a lot with its sound mixing, and that's what paced the entire film, and everything relied around the sound mixing. But to be honest with you, I don't think it really matters who wins that category because they all did a pretty decent job in their own right.
Yeah, I do believe though. I think Baby Driver should win, but I think it's going to get snubbed only because of the controversy that surrounded one of its main actors. Yeah,
probably. So let's go with film editing now. So we got Baby Driver, Dunkirk, I, Tonya, Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards. Now, film editing, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, Shape of Water was really good, and I really liked I, Tonya. I think that was really good, and I think the editing did complement the way the film was actually, like, the way that they did the story really was complemented quite well. But, I don't know, Dunkirk, although I thought it was an amazing film and one of my best films of the year, I don't really know if it will win over a few of the other films just because of some of the things that it did do and some of the things that it didn't do. So I don't really know who's going to win it, but to be honest with you, I'm not really going to be upset with any of those ones that win. Like, I don't think any of them are really shit. So, whoever wins, I'm not really too fussed, really. What about yourself?
Well, with film editing, for me, that's not really a huge award. I know it's a huge one for most, but never, for me, I'm not overly bothered who would win it. I could be satisfied or disappointed, and considering I haven't seen I, Tonya yet, I can't really say for itself. It'd be interesting, because I have heard the editing is quite amazing with it, but I don't actually have a nominated pick.
Fair enough. Well, foreign film, I haven't seen any of the foreign films. I haven't seen any of the shorts. I haven't seen any of the documentaries that are featured on there, so I'm just going to skip all of those, to be honest with you, and go straight to cinematography. Now, we all know where we stand on this one. Both of us think Roger Deakins should win for Blade Runner, but I'll just read them out anyway. So we got Blade Runner, Roger Deakins, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Mudbound, which is, I think, a straight-to-Netflix film, and The Shape of Water. So who do you think's going to win?
I would love to see Deakins take it home, but I do believe that he will get snubbed, and I think The Shape of Water will win it.
Do you reckon?
I reckon it will. You know, everyone's talking about how beautifully done it was made, and with Blade Runner...
Those water scenes were pretty good, though.
They were fantastic, and as sad as it is, Blade Runner, I believe, didn't get as much publicity as it should have.
No,
and I think it was ignored by a large portion of the general audience, while The Shape of Water...
It came out at a weird time as well.
It did.
We all knew it was coming out in October because they kept... Well, was it October? I think it was September, actually.
October, okay.
Was it October? Okay, yeah. So we all knew it was coming in October because, obviously the marketing for it was leading up to it for almost a year. But, I don't even remember what else came out around the same time, and it just kind of went really fast. Whereas everything else is kind of just sticking around for a long time, you know?
Yeah. Which is why I believe that, because it did come out at a weird time of the year, and it was ignored a lot, which is why it underperformed at the box office.
Yeah.
And everyone's raving on about how wonderful The Shape of Water is, I think, and with all the awards it's already got under its belt, I honestly see it taking home the award. As much as I'd like to see Blade Runner, but... Shape of Water, I think, is going to take it home, yeah.
I won't be I'll be disappointed, but I won't be upset.
Yeah.
Do you know? Alright, well, let's hope for the best. Original screenplay, so we've got The Big Sick, Get Out, Lady Bird, Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside in Missouri. Now, I thought The Big Sick was a fucking shit film, but that's just me. And although 3 Billboards, Shape of Water, and Get Out were all three of them were amazing films and they were quite well written, I do think that it should go to Wind River. I think Wind River should have been nominated here because Wind River was quite well written, and I'm a bit upset that it wasn't nominated, to be honest with you. And anyone who's seen that should probably feel the exact same way because the writing in that movie is amazing. But
I have yet to see it.
Can't choose it because it's not on the list, so I'm going to go with Get Out. I think Get Out was well written. I think he thought that film out as well. He really thought that film out a fair bit going into the writing, and you can see all the little things that he put into it that you wouldn't have thought of straight away until, obviously, the end of the movie, which I'm not going to tell you if you haven't seen it and give it away. But there are so many little nods and hints here, there, and everywhere. And I think it's really credit to the writer, to be honest with you, which is also Jordan Peele, the guy that directed it. So I think that was really good. What about yourself?
I was surprised with the number of nominations Get Out got in the first place. For a film that was marketed as a horror and then won the Globe for Best Comedy.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
I don't know where to stand with this film. Is it a horror? Is it a comedy? But that being said, the number of awards it's received and the number of awards it's been nominated for, I would not be surprised at least if it took home Best Original Screenplay. That or the again Shape of Water.
Yeah,
I think this is Del Toro's year.
Yeah.
In many departments of the Academy. Because it was such a highly publicised film and it was considered his career comeback. I would not be surprised if Del Toro took it home.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, well, moving on to adapted screenplay then. We've got Call Me By Your Name, we've got The Disaster Artist, Molly's Game, Mudbound, and then here's the surprise one here, Logan. So, I don't think Logan should win it. I really don't think it should win it. Doesn't deserve to win it. I haven't seen Molly's Game. I haven't seen Mudbound. and I haven't seen The Disaster Artist. So the only real one I can go with is Call Me By Your Name, but I don't think that should win it either because I really didn't enjoy that movie. I didn't think it was that good. So I don't really care who wins this one, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, the nominations aren't even all that good.
I'm going to go with The Disaster Artist.
Yeah?
I thought that was a great film. I mean, considering it was based on the making of The Room, which, if you haven't seen, is a downright terrible film, or so bad it's good film.
Yeah, it is
But
an awfully good
the story behind it is fantastic, and if you haven't seen it yet, I'd say give it a chance. It's one of those very unique films that tells a good story and doesn't necessarily have a huge cast except for James Franco and his brother. But yeah, considering I haven't seen the other films except for Logan, but then again, Logan, I thought that was a very boring story.
I think people were just desperate for a Wolverine movie where he went and killed a lot of people and swore, and that's exactly what they got, and it just wasn't what you wanted.
I think too many people were expecting Old Man Logan.
And too many people were expecting Deadpool.
That too.
Like, everyone kept saying, it's the new Deadpool. It's not.
It's really not.
It wasn't a good movie, and I'll stand by that. I'll fight you. 1v1 me, bruh. Alright, let's move on to animated feature. So we've got Boss Baby, The Breadwinner, I don't know what that is, Coco, Ferdinand, and Loving Vincent. Now, I'm just going to jump out there straight away and say the only ones I've seen are Loving Vincent and Coco out of the 5 of those, and I don't think any of them really matter. Like, Loving Vincent was an alright movie, but it's a different style of animation than everything else, and it's not an animated feature, it's just an animated movie. It's hard to explain, but it's not what you think it is. It's not a kids movie, you know? So I'm gonna go and say that Coco's gonna win it because it's Disney Pixar.
Disney, and they've taken home the Oscar every year.
They always win.
When it comes to best animated feature.
Yeah, they always win, which is bullshit, but yeah, I'm not gonna be surprised at either of those, to be honest with you. So,
but then with the competition it's up against, Boss Baby, which was absolutely terrible.
oh yeah.
Ferdinand, I didn't even waste my money on that. Yeah, Disney's got this one under its belt again.
Fair enough. Well, let's go on to Best Director. Now, this is where the conflict starts.
This is it.
So, Best Director, we've got Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk. We've got Jordan Peele for Get Out. We've got Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. That's right, a woman was nominated. Wow. Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread. And Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water. Now, I will argue that Christopher Nolan deserves it for what he did as a director and how he approached the making of that film and how he made that film against a fair amount of odds that he had, and for how well that film was received by a lot of people. But I do think that Jordan Peele's going to win for Get Out. And the only reason I think he's going to win for Get Out is because as a first-time film director, he showed so much professionalism and he did something different. And as much as I want Christopher Nolan to win it, I do think he might get snubbed for Jordan Peele. And it's not a race thing. It's just, if you look at it from odds to odds, he did do a good job for a first-time director. He did do a pretty good job. So that's where I'm standing on it. I want Nolan to win, but I think Peele's going to take it. What about yourself?
Well, I'm on the same boat as you. I'd love to see Nolan take it home, but Jordan Peele, I don't know. Like, for me, this was the surprise nomination, but
it really was.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna win.
No?
For me, I reckon again it'll be Del Toro who will win.
Yeah.
Like, there's just like Jordan Peele. He did a fantastic job with Get Out. Nolan did an amazing job with Dunkirk. And like every director, well, from the films I've seen in Best Director department, they all did an amazing job with their films, like the last bit to detail. And yeah, but I just believe that with what Del Toro did with Shape of Water, I think he's got this one under his belt. Can't say much for Phantom Thread because I haven't seen it yet, but you know, any film that Anderson makes is always something worth watching.
Yeah.
But
well, I would argue that I want Denis Villeneuve to be nominated for Blade Runner instead of Paul Thomas Anderson. But Paul Thomas Anderson only literally makes Oscar bait films, so
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised. Wasn't surprised he got nominated there.
agreed.
Yeah. Alright, so we've got supporting actress. We've got Mary J. Blige in Mudbound. That's right. Mary J. Blige. We've got Alison Janney for I, Tonya. We've got Leslie Manville for Phantom Thread. We've got Laurie Metcalf for Lady Bird. And we've got Octavia Spencer in The Shape of Water. I think Alison Janney should win it. She did a great job. She did a really good job in that movie. And it wasn't just the fact that she was a heartless bitch. It was the fact that she actually did kind of take on that persona. So I think she should win it from out of all those people. She did a great job.
She played Tonya's mum, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
And yeah,
Even in the trailers, you can see how much of a
I can see how much of a right witch she was.
Yeah. I think that's what I think. What about you?
I actually want to go with you in that one with I, Tonya. I haven't seen the film, but I always believe when it comes to the Oscars, I always find that people who play characters based on real people always kind of have a jump ahead.
Yeah.
They have a little head start because, you know, they're playing a real person. And when it comes to playing a real person, you kind of got to go into their shoes and get the last detail about them correct if you're going to perform correctly. And if she is the bitch that she was during Tonya's life, then I'd say she's got this under her wing.
There's video footage in the movie, and she looks a hell of a lot like the person she's portraying, and it is scary accurate.
Like, did the footage show her mum being verbally abusive?
No, it's more of her sitting down being interviewed one-on-one, and it's scary how accurate the portrayal is and how identical she looked.
Oh wow.
It's scary, eh? But either way, let's go on to supporting actor. We've got Willem Dafoe for The Florida Project, which I haven't seen. Woody Harrelson in 3 Billboards, Richard Jenkins in The Shape of Water, Sam Rockwell in 3 Billboards, and Christopher Plummer in All the Money in the World. Now, I think Sam Rockwell did a great job, but I think Christopher Plummer did I think he did an outstanding job.
I'm going to go with
considering
Plummer.
The amount of time he had to perform and jump on set and just execute everything he did. I think he did an amazing job, and if he doesn't win, I'm gonna claim robbed. Because I think he'd be robbed. You know, I think it was a great job. What about yourself? You think Chris Plummer too?
Yeah, I think Plummer would take it home, but then I think my second guess would be Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
I think I haven't seen 3 Billboards just yet, and I really think that with what he's done in the past, he's really upped his acting game with some of the roles he's
He really has, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, from someone who started off as a barkeeper in Cheers. He's the acting roles he's chose over the decades have been fantastic. I think the first time I took him seriously was True Detective.
Yeah.
And since then I started looking at films where he's played a more dramatic role.
You didn't take him seriously in 2012 when he was telling everyone the world was going to end, and then his trailer got blown away?
Dude, I took him more serious. I took him more seriously in Hunger Games.
Oh, man. Oh, man. That's funny. Alright, let's move on to leads. So, lead actress, we've got Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for the 3 Billboards, Margot Robbie in I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan in Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep in The Post. Now, I'm just going to say right there, Meryl Streep doesn't deserve
I find that they just nominate Meryl Streep every year because they run out of people.
They run out of people to
But then, that being said, I remember one year she got nominated for supporting actress for Into the Woods, and that was a downright terrible film. And I was thinking to myself, but there were so many better other roles this year. How is it that she got nominated?
She gets nominated every year.
She gets nominated every year. And I'm calling it now. With the Mamma Mia sequel that's coming out this year, I would not be surprised she gets nominated for that.
Best comedic support. Oh, God. Well, I mean, as much as Margot Robbie did a great job in I, Tonya, and she did do a good job in I, Tonya, you know, she... there's something about her. She it's not just the fact that she's a pretty face. She actually does have talent, and I do think that she did an outstanding job as Tonya Harding in I, Tonya. but
I don't think it's her year yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's her time. Like, Frances McDormand, there's something about, like, I mean, watching I, Tonya, there's a moments where you go, oh, I feel sorry for her, and oh, she's really funny, and oh, this, that, and the other. But watching Three Billboards, there's no moment that you look at her and go, oh yeah, that's Frances McDormand. The entire movie, you look at her as the character she's playing. Whereas in I, Tonya, there are a few times you watch it and you're just like, that's such a Margot Robbie sort of thing, or that's such a, like a acting portrayal, you know what I mean? Like, you know that it's someone portraying a character, not someone wanting to be that character. And not to kill her buzz, but I do think that she should be nominated, but I don't think she should win it. I think Frances McDormand should win it. I do think that she should win it over him. You know? And I know you haven't seen the movie, but mate, when you see it, you'll know what I mean straight away. Like,
that's fair.
Let's go on to lead actor. We've got Timothy Chalamet for Call Me By Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread. We've got Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour, Denzel Washington and Roman J. Israel Esquire, and I know I'm going to screw up the pronunciation of the name, but Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out. Now, straight up, Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out. No, not even a hesitation there. Gary Oldman did a good job in Darkest Hour, but I've seen him do better. Denzel Washington was okay in Roman J. Israel Esquire, but the movie was shit. So he was really the only thing that was good in the whole entire movie. So it wasn't hard to see how good he was. And Daniel Day-Lewis is Daniel Day-Lewis. Guy from Call Me By Your Name was good, but man, Daniel Kaluuya, he blew me away. He's a great actor, eh? Like, he is an amazing actor, and I think he should get an award for what he did in that movie. That was a great movie. You know, I'm just surprised the thriller / horror has been nominated for so much. You know?
I'd like to see him take it home, but I reckon it's a toss up between Gary Oldman and Day-Lewis, because everyone's
his last movie he's ever going to make.
It's his last movie, and I reckon they'll just go, oh, let's give him a 4th Oscar.
No,
because he disappears into his roles. But then again, everyone's all saying, oh, Gary Oldman's given the performance of his lifetime. But I disagree, because
that's just to sell tickets, to be honest.
Yeah, to sell tickets, but I disagree as well, because Gary Oldman's done better in many other roles.
Done a lot better.
But I think when he's playing someone like Winston Churchill, again, he's playing someone based on a true person. I think he's got the advantage in this. Not to mention that they've all gone, oh, Gary Oldman's only been nominated once in his entire life.
Yeah.
And this is the second time it's going to be Gary Oldman. But could be wrong. There's always been surprises.
There's always been a surprise out there, yeah.
Yep.
We never know what's going to happen.
Again, with Denzel Washington, I think they just ran out of people to nominate.
Yeah, it's Denzel Washington doing Denzel Washington. That's it. Like, if you watch the movie, he seems like he's got, like, not autism, but there's something wrong with the character. And I think it was his choice to do that, yet it just doesn't work. It's just bizarre. He does a good job. It's just really bizarre. The way he portrays his character. Yeah, it's hard to say without telling you anything about the movie, but it's a slow movie. The movie is just slow. But alright, well, moving on to the last category, which is Best Picture. Like I said, I've skipped a few of them because we don't care about them. So Best Picture. So we've got Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Now, which of those movies do you think should win?
Oh, that's going to be a tough one, because usually over the past few years it's been whoever won Best Director won Best Picture.
Yeah,
they've always taken home the double prize. But I could not say. Look, I think Get Out has a chance.
Yeah.
I think if it doesn't take home Best Director,
the fact that it was nominated, is not enough to know that you're actually got a pretty bloody good chance to win.
Yeah.
Because a movie of that caliber to get nominated for Best Film, it pretty much goes without saying they nominated it for a reason, not just because, oh, it's just a movie. Like, I mean, The Post and Phantom Thread are Oscar bait films. They're nominated because they're Oscar bait films.
Yeah, and
so there's no surprise they were nominated.
They were released for the sole purpose for Oscar season.
Yeah.
Get Out was released in the middle of May last year.
Yeah, it was released in February last year in America. So
Yeah.
we had to wait even longer for it to be released in May. It was one of those.
And if you asked me when I first saw it, would you nominate it for an Oscar? I would be, no, I don't think it would be Oscar worthy.
Yeah.
But, you know, prove me wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, as much as I want to see that win, I really want to see Dunkirk win because Dunkirk deserves to win. But out of all those movies, Three Billboards, The Shape of Water, Get Out, and Dunkirk, I would not be upset if either of those win.
Yeah.
Because they're all just as good as each other. They're all as amazing as each other. Like I said, I would really like Dunkirk to win. But, like you said, I think it's going to be between The Shape of Water and Get Out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think those two are going to be the two main draws. I think those two are going to be the ones that we have to wait and see which one of them stands up. And hopefully it's not going to be the same as last year where they call out the wrong friggin' name and then people get confused and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, man, that was
Because
so embarrassing.
that was quite sad. But, yeah, so just a little pre-Oscars chat there. Well, not so much a chat, just opinions on who we think should win. Tell us who you think should win, because we'd really like to be interested in it. I don't know what day it's on. I don't know what day it's...
I think it's like February 26th, maybe?
Okay. Well, we'll look that up. I should have looked that up, actually. Like, before I said anything. But, yeah, we'll look that up, and we'll do a special post podcast after it comes out, and see how many of those we got right, how many of those we're happy with, how many of those we're disappointed with. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. Give us a like, let us know. Subscribe to the channel. Spread the love, and yeah, tell us why we're wrong about all the things that we've just said. You have anything to say?
Nope, I'm all good, and best of luck to all the films that got nominated.
Yeah, best of luck to all those films, because we all know Dunkirk should win. Anyway, yeah, alright. Thanks, guys.
Alright.
Catch you later.
Peace out.